Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 64. We're going to look at the soldiers today. And they are either witness to an angel, they're certainly that, but perhaps they were even a witness to the resurrection. Think about this. I've been criticizing the friends of Jesus, the disciples and the women. Why wasn't anybody sitting in a chair outside the tomb with a watch on, waiting for day number 3 to happen so that they could be there when Jesus was resurrected? So obviously they didn't have the faith. No one expected it. However, there were a group of people sitting there by the tomb when Jesus was resurrected. Now, I don't know, did he come through the door? Did he come through the top of the mountain? Did the people outside the tomb actually see it? Where was he resurrected to? Those are some questions I can't really answer. But they were there. And so it was either a Roman guard or perhaps a Jewish guard. Here's what happened. This is all from Matthew 27. The Jewish leaders go to Pilate, say they may steal him, so he orders the tomb to be made secure until the 3rd day, lest his disciple go and steal him away and tell the people he's risen from the dead. And the lost fraud would be worse than the first. And then Pilate says, Matthew 27:65, you have a guard of soldiers. Go, make them as secure as you can. So they went and made the tomb secure by sealing the stone and setting a guard. So either it was a Roman guard or a Jewish guard, but either way, it had the authority of the Roman guard. Now, if it was a Roman guard, it was a squad of 16 men. If one of them fell asleep, they would all be executed. They would be beaten to death and then burned in their clothes. Each man was responsible for 6 square feet of space, says the Blue Letter Bible. And there was one more thing I can't remember. Anyway, so these guys perhaps were witness to the resurrection. They certainly were witness to an angel. So their execution is at play with what happens next. So this is from Matthew 28. While they were going, behold, some of the guard went into the city and told the chief priests all that had taken place. And when they had assembled with the elders and taken counsel, they gave a sufficient sum of money to the soldiers and said, tell people his disciples came by night and stole him away while we were asleep. And if this comes to the governor's ears, that's Pilate, we will satisfy him and keep you out of trouble. So they, the soldiers, took the money and did as they were directed. And this story has been spread among the Jews to this day. All right, so Jesus is resurrected. Whether they see that or not, the text is silent. They certainly see an angel. So here in Matthew 28:4, we find that for fear of him, the guards trembled and became like dead men. Well, who did these guards tremble at? It was an angel. And his appearance was like lightning, and his clothing was like white as snow. So the soldiers certainly saw an angel, and for fear of him, they trembled and became like dead men, it says. So I assume that meant that they fell down. Even the women were afraid of this angels. In Mark, it says they were alarmed. And in Luke, it says that they were frightened and bowed their faces to the ground. Not at Jesus, just at the angel. So this is a, respectable, scary creature from another world, another reality, if you will. And they were appropriately terrified of it, particularly these guys. Even the friends of the angel, who was the women at the tomb, they were terrified, much less the enemies at the tomb, the guards. So they have a problem here, is Jesus is gone, and either he was raised or it's a lie. So here's the solution they come up with. Number one is the guards go to not Pilate, because Pilate would just have him killed summarily. They go to the good parent, if it will, the one they think they can get the most advantage to. So they go back to, not Pilate, they go back to the Jewish leaders. And then they assemble the whole squad of conspirators. They take counsel, so they agree with one another, i.e., let's get our story straight. And let's solve this problem with, that's right, money. So they gave a sufficient sum of money to the soldiers. I wonder how much that was. And then they say, we want you soldiers to come up with this lie, which is, we were asleep, but we know who went and got him, that is his disciples, when they got him at night, and that they stole him, and they moved a big, huge stone, 2 of us, or 16 of us, or 4 of us, however many soldiers there were, that these scardy-cat disciples came under penalty of death, risk of their lives, moved a stone secretly while all of us were asleep in the middle. It's kind of a preposterous story. So I'm wondering about these soldiers. This must have killed them on the inside to say that they went from at least seeing an angel, if not a resurrection, and then saying at the end of the next day, no, I didn't see it. It's like seeing, I don't know if you've ever seen a baby be born, or a sunset or something from creation, or a dandelion sparkle rays of light with the dew on top of it. You almost have to like unsee it, like in your mind. Oh no, that wasn't that great. That baby being born wasn't that great. You almost have to deny something that's otherworldly. So these soldiers probably got some land. That's what Roman soldiers were paid by eventually. And they had this mark on them that said, hey, I fell asleep on duty. This was certainly the defining moment of their soldierly careers. And they had to proclaim a lie that I didn't see an angel, I wasn't fearful, I didn't tremble, I didn't become like a dead man. Why? For what? For money. And I wonder, maybe even these guys saw Jesus, however he was resurrected, come through the rock, or, trumpets were blaring or something. I don't know how Jesus was resurrected. But maybe they even saw that and had to say, no, that wasn't something. So I just think these poor guys had to live with themselves for the rest of their lives saying, I didn't see an angel, and maybe even I didn't see a resurrection. So today, a thought from the soldiers. I wonder, it's 7 minutes of biblical wonder, and that's what I'm left wondering about today. Thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.